The world economy is on the verge of a big change, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can discover the hidden investment opportunities. Let's get into it. Trump's entered the White House. He plans on making some huge changes to the US government's economic policy. We're going to learn about the 6 big changes he's hoping to bring in, what each of them means for you, and how you can profit. The US economy is currently around $28 trillion in GDP. Just a reminder, GDP means Gross Domestic Product, which is the measure of the total monetary value of all goods and services produced within a country. The new government coming in means that there's going to be huge changes made to the flow of this $28 trillion. And those in the know are going to be able to profit off these changes by studying them, understanding them, and acting accordingly. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Now, it's up to you to decide whether you want to capitalize off these changes. You're going to have to make a decision based on your own morals. I'm just going to show you where the money is moving, and you make your own decisions based on that information. Let's get into these 6 big changes. The first big change is tariffs. A tariff is basically a tax that a country like the US puts on a foreign seller in order to make it harder for another country to profit out of US consumers, and also tries to encourage more of its own production. So, if Trump puts, say, a 25% tariff on China, that could mean a few things for companies. First, if they're getting the product supplied from China, and it now costs an extra 25% to import that product, they might have to raise the price of their product by 25% as well to make up for it. They might not raise the price, so they'll be making less profit, which means the company won't be as profitable as a whole. They might try to move their manufacturing to the USA to avoid this tariff cost. It's difficult to predict exactly what's going to happen here, and exactly what kinds of tariffs Trump is going to be able to pass. If it does start to look like companies try to move their manufacturing back into the United States, then certain industries will benefit from that. More manufacturing plants might have to be built, which might benefit real estate companies. Maybe railroads will benefit due to increased demand on the transportation network, since they'll have to move more goods around the US. As an investor, you need to try to think about what these economic changes will mean for specific industries. That's how you can potentially get ahead of the curve and benefit. The second change is mass deportation. Trump has been talking about these mass deportations of illegal aliens. Whether or not he's going to be able to do them remains to be seen. But one industry that stands to benefit from this is the private prison industry. And yes, unfortunately, it is an industry. NBC News reported that private prison stocks soared after President-elect Donald Trump promised that there would be mass deportations. Why is this? Because there will be potentially a need for more detention capacity for illegal immigrants. Now, I'm not giving judgment on the morality of this. It's up to you to decide where your moral compass sits. I'm just giving you the information, and you can do with that what you want to. The third big change is that Trump intends to invest significantly more in the military. Now, again, you might not think it's moral to invest in the military. You should never go against your morals. Increased spending on the military means more planes, more tanks, more bullets, more guns, more military technology. So that means a greater proportion of the United States' GDP could be redirected towards the companies producing this military equipment. So that's companies like Lockheed Martin and Boeing, to name just 2. It's a sad reality that the world is becoming a more dangerous place, and the general trend seems to be that countries are building up their militaries. So it could mean larger contracts going to these defence contractors, who are publicly traded companies, which could mean their stock price could go up. Again, I just want to stress that I'm not saying this is definitely what's going to happen. There are lots of different complicated factors that could affect how this could play out. And again, you might not want to invest in military contractors, and that's fine if you don't. You should never go against your morals. The next big change could come around the space industry and space exploration. In Trump's first term in office, he actually opened up the Space Force. And don't forget, Trump's right-hand man is Elon Musk, the owner of SpaceX. In case you missed it, SpaceX recently completed a successful catch of one of its rockets, allowing it to land safely back on Earth, meaning that the age of reusable rockets is officially here. Many investors are betting on further growth of the space industry under this second Trump term. In fact, after the election, several space stocks immediately jumped up, such as Rocket Lab growing 41%, Intuitive Machines growing 28%, and Spire Global rising 26%. There is potential for massive wealth to be generated here, whether that's mining asteroids for essential minerals, satellites providing global internet connectivity, military satellites, the list goes on. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with the space industry, but it's definitely something to pay attention to. The next change is that Trump has talked a lot about financial deregulation. What is a regulation? The primary goal of financial regulation is to ensure the stability of the financial system by protecting consumers, promoting transparency, and preventing financial crimes like fraud, money laundering, and market manipulation. But if a system is over-regulated, it can make it hard to do business. Trump proposes to cut regulation, which he hopes should, in theory, make it easier to do business in the United States. Because of this, many are predicting the growth of bank stocks because it will be easier for Wall Street companies, investment institutions, and banking institutions to make more money. And the next deregulation Trump has promised is around the oil and gas industry. You might have heard him repeating his phrase, "Drill, baby, drill."
Drill, baby, drill.
And that's exactly what he plans to do. Deregulations will make it easier for oil and gas companies to do business and make more revenue. Now, again, I'm not giving you a moral judgment on any of this. I'm just telling you what's going to be happening during this second Trump term. He's going to make it easier for oil and gas industries to do business, so they are likely to make more revenue. Again, this is all speculative and depends on a myriad of factors. But if you wanted to try to profit by investing in oil and gas shares, that's an option that's open to you. You are an individual with free will. You can make up your own mind. So those are 6 changes that we will possibly see as a result of Trump coming into the White House, and some ways that you could potentially benefit from them. But, as I said, nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen in the future. So please, do your own research and make sure your portfolio is well diversified and insulated against any sudden shocks to the market. If you want to invest with comparatively low risk, invest in an index fund like an S&P 500 index fund and follow the ABB protocol, which stands for Always Be Buying. That means investing the same amount every month, no matter if the market is high or low. That way, you'll be able to ride out any economic downturns, and over time, your index fund investments will most likely trend upwards, along with the overall market. And make sure you always keep a store of liquid cash for emergencies as well. Let me know in the comments which of these trends you're going to jump on, or maybe you're not going to jump on any of them because you hate Trump. After all, he is a controversial figure. But don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you on the next one.